Hi again, welcome back. This week we're doing E for estimated due dates, emphasis on the estimated part. Do you know women are not rats? I know that sounds like a silly thing to say, but rats will generally go into labour if they're pregnant on day 22 with not much variability. With humans, there's a heap more variability. Do you know there's as much as 37 days in variation for when you're given a due date and when you actually go into labour? It's an interesting thing to think about because in this country, in Australia and in a few other countries as well, we have this huge push, it seems, which is a really bad pun, sorry, to induce women at about 40 weeks or even before 40 weeks when there's not actually a whole lot of evidence for it. And it tends to make women, particularly first-time mums, anxious because the day comes and nothing's happened, and then they start getting really over it, getting fed up. People start asking you, when is the baby coming? Have you had the baby yet? And everybody gets fed up. And without medical reason, and look, sometimes there is a really good medical reason to be induced, so I'm not talking about those circumstances, but I'm talking about circumstances where, maybe your OB would like to have Christmas Day off, or maybe it's 5 o'clock on a Friday and the hospital's busy. Maybe we'll just induce you because it's easier and let's just get this baby out. If your body is not physiologically ready to go into labour, so there's not lots of natural oxytocin flying around and you're not dilated much or you're not effaced, your cervix isn't ripe, it's not ready, making you go into labour with synthetic drugs is just more unpleasant of an experience of birth than it needs to be. So we need to relax a little bit more about this estimated due date idea because the studies that are often quoted saying, the risk of stillbirth after 40 weeks, the research is often misquoted and it's wrong. And it's from an article from 1958. So we need to actually look at what the evidence is actually telling us and not keep following some old study from the 1950s as our standard of what we should be doing for birth practices. So really, the sort of general rule of thumb is about 50% of first-time mums will go into labour on their own at about 40 weeks, 5 days. So about half of them. The other half won't. And that's totally normal. That's why it's not a bad idea to think about a guess month or a guess date, a guess week, a guess fortnight. Don't get too excited about circling that due date with red pen on your calendar. Just relax about it a bit more. In hypnobirthing, we talk about guess dates, we talk about guess months, and we teach you just to relax into this idea that babies generally come when they're ready. And it's, generally speaking, again, we're not talking about medical circumstances or special circumstances, but it's generally best for baby and for mum if babies are just coming when they're ready and we don't put so much pressure on them. Okay, so that's my little bit of information for today. If you're interested in finding out more, you can contact me at drerin.com.au. You can book into one of my hypnobirthing classes, which are run all year until the rest of the year. And next time, I will talk to you about this idea of failure to progress. What does it actually mean, this idea that you've failed? All right, talk to you next time. Bye.